Have you ever been blamed for something just because you were born? I was the miracle baby who supposedly saved my parents' failing marriage. What a joke. From the moment I took my first breath, I carried the crushing weight of their relationship on my tiny shoulders. The house always felt tense, like walking on broken glass. When Dad stumbled through the front door reeking of whiskey, his bloodshot eyes would find me clutching my stuffed elephant. "Why can't you be more grateful? We had you to fix things," he'd slur, voice mixing desperation and accusation. When Mom cried herself to sleep, she'd pull me close with trembling hands. "We sacrificed everything for you," she'd whisper into my hair, words heavy with resentment. I was 5 years old and already drowning in their expectations. By middle school, every family fight ended with them staring at me like defective merchandise returned too late for a refund. "We thought having you would bring us closer," Mom would sob, mascara streaming down her cheeks. "Maybe we made a mistake." Dad would shake his head and walk away, leaving echoes of heavy footsteps. I became the family therapist at 12, wearing a burden no child should carry. They'd drag me into screaming matches like a reluctant referee, forcing me to choose sides in a war I never asked to join. "Tell your father he's wrong about the credit cards," Mom would demand. "You're the reason we're stuck together in this hell," Dad would snarl back. I'd stand there frozen, a frightened kid trying to solve problems that existed decades before I was even a possibility. High school brought no relief, only deeper wounds. They separated twice, but each time they'd look at me with overwhelming guilt. "We can't divorce because of you," became their favorite weapon, wielded whenever I showed happiness or independence. Every college brochure was met with suspicious glares. "How can you abandon us after everything we've sacrificed?" Mom would ask, voice dripping with martyrdom. I started having panic attacks during family dinners, chest tightening in the toxic atmosphere. They'd sit like hostile strangers, and I'd feel their mutual hatred radiating toward me. I was the living reminder of their biggest mistake. College acceptance letters piled up unopened like forbidden treasures. "You're being selfish," Mom said when I mentioned leaving. "We destroyed our lives for you, and now you want to run away like a coward?" I was about to decline my dream school when I found Dad's old leather journal hidden in his study. My hands shook as I read entry after entry about their problems before I was born. Affairs, crushing debt, his drinking, her emotional distance, fundamental incompatibility. Page after yellowed page revealed issues that had nothing to do with me. The final entry, dated weeks before my birth, shattered everything. "We thought having a baby would save us, but we were already broken beyond repair. Sarah and I are strangers pretending to love each other. It's not fair to blame an innocent child for our failures. He deserves better than this." That night, I confronted them with the journal. Mom broke down completely. "We were just kids ourselves," she whispered through tears. "We didn't know how to be parents or partners. It was easier to blame you than admit we failed." Dad couldn't even look at me, shoulders shaking with shame. 3 months later, they finally divorced with quiet dignity. Instead of expected relief, I felt something unexpected: peace. For the first time in 18 years, I wasn't responsible for holding together something that was never whole to begin with. I'm at college now, studying psychology and slowly learning to untangle the mess of my childhood. My parents are both genuinely happier apart, finally learning to be actual human beings instead of bitter roommates trapped in suburban purgatory. The most painful truth I've discovered: I was never the problem or the solution. I was just a child caught in the crossfire of two damaged people who forgot how to love themselves, let alone each other.